I've actually never been to anything like this before. I'm just curious to see what people's pitches are going to be like and just doing my best.
I'm feeling really excited. I think that we are making some good ground in terms of where we started.
I'm very excited to be a part of it and to be one of the semifinalists moving forward.
It's going to be an idea on paper until an opportunity like this comes around. It's definitely exciting.
The Clean Tech Challenge it's essentially a prototype competition. We're really looking to take people's ideas and give them the tools to make it a reality over the course of the summer. We work with Oregon BEST, which is Oregon Built Environments and Sustainable Technologies. And they have a huge clean tech conference every year called Oregon BEST Fest. So we partner with them and have the final round of the Clean Tech Challenge at BEST Fest. At the final round, basically what they do is they'll have an opportunity to pitch for 2 minutes. It's set up like a trade show, so the teams all get to come in and set up a booth where they have their prototypes on display. We award a $10,000 grand prize, a $5,000 second prize, and there's 2 special categories. There's an award for best pitch, and then an award for People's Choice.
Hi, my name is Nick, and this is my colleague Ben. We have designed, prototyped, and want to manufacture right here in Oregon solar inverters.
Hi, my name is Esther, and I'm an environmental studies major at Reed College. I'm with Birds to Know, and we design and manufacture popular outdoor education materials.
My name is Ben Kitoko, and I'm a high school entrepreneur, as well as the co-founder of Compostable Composting.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matthew Musgrave, and this is Environmental Audio.
Waste to Water is a water purification system based not on boiling, but on the distillation of water.
These teams have taken on really an enormous challenge for their summer. It's really kind of gutsy to say, I'm gonna spend my summer building something and put it out there for the world to see.
Well, I mean, we can easily measure the voltage with that, right?
Yeah.
Right, but you're holding on to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I got these. I'm just going to touch it, right?
Okay. We are building a solar inverter in a smarter, more efficient, and more cost-effective way.
So last year we didn't win the competition, and we just still felt really good about the idea. So we felt like it would be kind of a waste to just drop it just because we didn't win this competition. And so we continued working on it. The clean tech came up again. We talked to Quinn. We're like, could we still do that? And she said, yeah. So we went for it.
So like Josh was saying, last year we basically built a display that was about this big. It gave us the voltage that we needed, but the cells didn't provide any real current to really do much of anything.
Mm.
All we were doing was proving the concept that we could do it.
It's not usable.
Yeah, it's not really very functional. But this year, what we're building will be completely functional.
So we're just trying to figure out how to do this particular part. It's different from writing things down on paper and doing the math. I'd rather just do math. Life would be a lot simpler.
Yeah, let's just get to it, man.
Sick.
Let's finish this. We've done a lot of shopping and not so much building.
We're excellent Home Depot shoppers.
Fitting off of the prototype and
Stand like in the entrance.
It's too late. Let's get to it. Just in case.
And today I think we were just all a little antsy to get something built. We're doing just that digester part.
Because we want to vacuum it out. So basically a digester takes organic matter like poop or any specific things like that. It creates methane gas essentially, and that's what we're capturing. need to have this thing done by next Tuesday. This digester needs to be finished on it by next Tuesday. My key when you're probably gonna need a bit wet. Where's the
This isn't all the way down right here.
Yeah. Clean drinking water is a huge global issue, and then just the open defecation issue was kind of a shock to me. I mean, there's definitely...
And that leads to more contaminated drinking water.
Right.
So it's just kind of attacking one problem from two directions.
Birdwatching makes me happier, and I think it makes me a better advocate for wild areas. I know that I can make beginning birder flashcards that are accessible to just white hipsters in Portland, right? Which is great, which is really cool. But my goal is to make it more accessible to a wider variety of people. Presenting half of the flashcards in Spanish is important to me because there's 40,000 people in Portland, Oregon who speak Spanish at home and feel really comfortable interacting with materials that are in Spanish.
A lot of birdwatching is standing quietly and waiting.
The number one threat to all species that are threatened or endangered is habitat loss. And when people can connect to a natural or wild space around them in a more meaningful way, they care about it more and they're more willing to advocate for it and do things that will ensure that it's taken care of, that there are resources to conserve or restore that natural area.
There's sometimes a green heron who hangs out over here by the amphitheater. But green herons they're pretty skulky, they're actually kind of hard to see, they hide a lot. There's not a ton of them in Portland, you're much more likely to see a great blue heron, but there are green herons around if you look for them. One of my challenges with the bird cards has been deciding which birds to feature. I find, unique species like a green heron that you're much less likely to come across in Portland to be pretty compelling, but for a deck of really beginner birding flashcards, it's important, I think, to feature species that people will be able to identify easily. So I had to leave out a lot of birds that I think are really cool that live in Portland. Maybe I'll be able to do a second or a third deck someday.
Clean tech has this connotation, it means renewable energy. I think that's what people think. They think solar cells, they think, wind energy or wave energy, but it really is so much bigger than that. I think of it as any kind of innovation or invention that affects our resource-constrained world in a positive way.
Environmental audio is consumer electronic sound systems made in an environmentally sustainable way. All the wood is reclaimed, all the components come from environmentally regulated manufacturers, and we want to give a portion of the net proceeds that we generate back to environmental protection and restoration groups. I want it to be something that sort of everybody can afford, everybody has fun with, and at the same time they know they're doing good with their purchases. I'm originally from Honolulu, Hawaii, born and raised 18 years. So there's a couple photos of me and my grandfather. He was a shop teacher at Lelehua, which is a small high school, sort of in the center of Oahu in this little town called Wahiawa. As a kid, I spent a lot of my time and weekends with him. Since he was a shop teacher, I got a lot of my inspiration and basic woodworking skills from him. One of the most vivid memories I have in my head is I told him one afternoon, I was like, hey, we should build a go-kart, and probably by 4 o'clock the same afternoon we had already built a chassis and sort of the little front end of the go-kart. And just his ability to kind of just get it done kind of really inspired and rubbed off on me. think he passed away about 10 years ago at this point, and I don't know, whenever I come at a crossroads or I find a big issue, I always kind of question myself as to, what do I think he would do, or would he approve of this, and, would he think it's a good or a bad idea? And I use that to kind of form my judgment to some degree. Well, one of the biggest challenges so far has been trying to find a CNC shop that to some degree will take me seriously, I'm beginning to think, because, I'm 22, right? And what high-level CNC shop is going to take a 22-year-old who wants to make headphone housing seriously. So that's kind of been a challenge. Close. Yep, 7450. Damn. Okay, dock sales Saturday. Which means I have to delay this now for another week.
We are putting together the circuit boards that will fit inside our boxes that are going to go on the back of the panel. So all the magic goes inside. We're not mechanical engineers. We usually stop at theory. We draw a circuit diagram and then, that'll work. It's done. So this is fun to actually see it become a real object in the real world, not just something on a whiteboard.
It's really fast-paced and exciting work.
It's all about, so it's great.
1 down, 5 to go.
All right.
It would have been a ton easier to just get a giant box, put everything in that one box. We really felt like if we didn't have this modular design, then we would have a very hard time distinguishing ourselves in what is a pretty cutthroat market.
Since I joined this company, Ben has been saying, theoretically, it should work. And,
I've simulated it.
Yeah. And now he says, it works, it really does. I told you it would work. Yeah. And that's, all right, well then all else is, just grunt work. Just put it together.
I think the fact that I'm a high schooler presents itself with some very interesting challenges, but I think that I definitely have the ability and I'm capable of displaying myself like the mature person that I am and being able to organize myself and handle myself in a very professional manner. A lot of great entrepreneurs started when they were young, so why not me? The story of where I was born is an interesting story. So to put it shortly, my family is originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Because of different conflicts that were going on in Congo during the time that I was born in 1997, I was born in Kenya, and from there lived there for about 2 years of my life, and then ultimately moved to the United States when I was 2 years old. This is basically our first prototype of the compostable composter. It's not a final idea at all. It's very rough and it's just to show the concept of what we were thinking. The box itself would have some sort of, aesthetically pleasing design, as well as, implementing our own material technology. Having some sort of system within the box to completely contain all odors that might possibly leak. And then having different labeling on it so that customers know what they can and cannot put into their composting bin. At Oregon Best Fest, I'd ultimately like to displaying how my product would be a lot more efficient, user-friendly, and convenient for customers to use. And then this idea is based on an aperture, so the camera.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
So you have your container, and then at the top there's some sort of way to release it so it opens up, and then close it again so it closes.
That's interesting. And it could also just be like pretend like it's a pizza, and you just like can you put your hands like it's pizza, both your hands, and then like you put your food in right here, and it comes down.
And then it comes back up.
Yeah, so it's just like here, kind of flimsy. So when you put your food in, you just kind of.
I see, and then it, yeah.
So it's similar. It's just less technologically savvy.
Um,
I like this idea. It's simple, but it seems like it works well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as liquid as it was last week, you know? Like it was like sloshing around a little bit more. We know it takes around 14 days to start producing, and we've tried all these different things, having a balloon on top to catch the...
Yeah. Just to see if it was actually producing
Yeah.
methane, but we've
run into a few issues.
Various fittings and seals not sealing, so actually
Right.
having methane leaks around it and finding them and fixing those. So.
Leaks was a big issue.
I mean, we produce methane. We
We
distilled
found out
water.
today we were producing methane gas, so we're good on that end.
With the project, we started at nothing. So we
just a drawing on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And we've completed our digester, which makes the fuel for the burner, which then powers this whole distiller, which turns dirty water into clean water.
So pretty much have the two pieces of the overall concept, and just need to piece them together and prove that each one is doing its job correctly. I mean,
All right, so the last 48 hours have been actually unbelievably busy in regards to getting stuff ready for the Clean Tech Challenge here in a little less than a month. My CNC shop has come through for me, and we now have the market quality headphone ear cones. Any product can really become environmentally friendly, and it's just a matter of really having the dedication and hard work put into it. There you go. We have environmental audio headphones, market quality. So to wear them, fold them down. These kind of extend. Ooh.
They do call this traditional printing, which is different than digital printing, and in my estimation, it's much more ecologically friendly. I'm able to support a local printer and work with a local printer who cares about the project, is invested in the project, and to me, traditional printing, it has an integrity and an elegance and a beauty in it that is lost with digital printing, and so I actually feel really lucky to work with Charles. He's an amazing printer. He's been running this machine and a machine much like it for over a decade. I've been really impressed with the work that he's done. So this is the prototype of the box, and this is the back, and it's, you know, in English, and then on the side it's in English on the spine, and then on this spine it's in Spanish. 30 aves para conocer en Portland, and the front is in Spanish.
Right now, I'm starting with this project, Birds to Know in Portland, but I definitely have my eyes on potentially larger goals. It's definitely like an expandable project, like Birds to Know in Seattle or Birds to Know in the Willamette Valley.
It's cool and weird to see, you know, your own artwork like separated in that way and then put back together.
How do you feel about the hike? We are out here setting up our display racks for our solar panels to be ready for Best Fest.
To a good level.
And the hypotenuse is 26.2.
We want to see these being able to present it well. I think that's just as, if not more important, which is difficult for me to sort of get the hang of.
The best way to do that is
Get a level.
No, it's gonna work. I think I'm just gonna go all the way in. Oop.
Hopefully.
Yep, so we gotta frame the last thing right now.
We sure do, bud.
And then get
Ta-da!
this thing, what that is, but it's very soft wood, so.
Get it all even.
Oh, you got them both. Hey! That looks pretty good.
It doesn't look horrible.
It really doesn't.
I like it. I like it. One of these in the back two corners.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You're looking some decent. It's awesome. I'm gonna flow now. We're testing out our new burner and our methane storage system and verifying that the whole system works as intended, as designed to run just on itself, on its own made methane. And
so we had some issues getting the other burner we had to light. So Mike and Nick had to do a little engineering, and then we built a reservoir system for the methane.
We're storing it in yoga balls.
Bright green yoga balls.
Bright green yoga balls. So we're purifying water out of the Willamette River right now, which is very
that's the before.
Gross and lots of silt on the bottom. Oh yeah, look at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's over. I'm just like, I'll go in there right now.
Okay, here you go.
You can probably just, we're just
Yeah.
a few more drops.
Yeah, just a few more drops.
Boy.
All right.
Well, there we go.
Clean water.
Pure clean water.
Yeah. Went from this, the shore of the Selwood beachfront park, to this. Just completely clear. Look at all the rocks and stuff on the bottom, and no, none of that on here.
Good drinking water.
Yeah. No, that's great.
I feel weird about pitching. I am just like not, it's not really in my nature to self-promote.
I'm very excited for Oregon Best Fest. Bring some energy and something a little different from some of the other projects that are there. So.
We are excited to be at the Best Fest to show the region our idea.
The population is increasing, technology is increasing, people use energy and electricity, and there's not really no way of getting around that. And then from this point, we get to decide where we get our energy from.
We are going to do awards now from the Pitch Fest that you just saw, as well as from the Wells Fargo PSU Clean Tech Challenge.
Okay, so this is the best pitch for the Portland State University Clean Tech competition, and a $2,500 award went to Environmental Audio. Second place, $5,000 seed prize to Balder Solar. Congratulations, guys. Okay, grand prize. This is the big check, $10,000 for waste to water. Nice job. We're gonna roll out the big check for this one.
It's important, and I think it's a fleeting thought for many people about how powerful technology can be, and that we, as people who understand it and pursue these things, have a responsibility to use it responsibly.
It can be really overwhelming when you think about the problems we're facing with respect to the environment and what's happening there, what we've done to the environment. And I think people want to find ways to do something, and this kind of innovation, this kind of invention is, I think, a really exciting way that people can make an impact. So the more that we can contribute to solutions that will make a difference, the better.